This is you. You just delivered a vicious slap across the face of a bloodthirsty cartel sicario simply because you did not like his attitude. Looking at this scene, anyone would assume you are a ruthless drug lord, the untouchable heir to an underworld empire, or at least a supreme kingpin. But the truth is far more pathetic. You are absolutely none of those things. You are just a lowly, greased mechanic scraping by in a forgotten remote countryside town. So, how did a miserable wrench-turner end up commanding the respect of hardened killers? Let us uncover this absurd story. After 5 grueling years of breaking your back working for someone else, you finally decide to take a huge leap of faith. You drain every single cent from your life savings and take out a steep bank loan to open your very own auto repair shop. But the brutal reality of the business world hits you like a freight train. Because your startup capital is painfully small, your shop is nothing more than a tiny rundown garage. The local customers completely ignore you, choosing to take their vehicles to the much larger established competitors in the city. For an entire agonizing month, your shop remains dead silent. Just as you are about to give up, your very first customer finally pulls into the dirt lot. He drives a beaten-up Ford Ranger and makes a highly suspicious request. Instead of an oil change or an engine repair, he throws a thick stack of cash on the table and orders you to weld thick steel plates directly onto the doors and the truck bed. Deep down, your survival instincts scream that this is extremely dangerous. But with the crushing weight of the bank interest suffocating you every single day, you do not have the luxury of turning away dirty money. You swallow your fear, nod your head, and fire up the welding torch. You pull down your welding mask and get straight to work. The blinding white sparks and the sharp toxic smell of melting metal fill the suffocating air of your tiny garage. When you finally finish, the customer is so thrilled with the reinforced steel plates that he hands you a generous tip, way more cash than you ever made turning wrenches for a living. You try to convince yourself it was just a strange one-time gig. But exactly 2 days later, the gravel outside crunches under off-road tires. That same guy returns, but this time he is not alone. A convoy of 3 battered pickup trucks rolls into your lot driven by heavily tattooed men with cold dead eyes. They order you to repair the heavily damaged vehicles. As you run your bare, greasy hands over the ripped steel, your blood runs cold. Those are not regular dents from a highway crash. The jagged, perfectly round craters tearing through the thick metal are unmistakable. They are high-caliber bullet holes. You know exactly who these men are now. Your brain screams at you to run away, but you realize that refusing a direct order from the cartel means catching a bullet to the back of the head. Trembling, you accept the bloody job. Because you are the only mechanic in the shop and the workload is massive, you tell them it will take 4 full days to fix and reinforce everything. The menacing men simply nod and vanish into the dust. When the deadline arrives, they return to inspect your flawless handiwork. They hand you an incredibly thick envelope of dirty cash and drive away. Staring at the fortune in your hands, you start gaslighting your own conscience. You whisper to yourself that you are not a criminal. You are just a desperate mechanic following the law, strictly doing exactly what the customer asks. One sweltering afternoon, your most lucrative customer returns to the garage. But this time, he does not bring a bullet-rid truck for you to patch up. Instead, he walks right into your greasy workspace, completely ignoring the rules, and makes a terrifying proposition. He does not want to just pay you for piecework anymore. He wants an exclusive partnership. He promises to flood your failing business with unlimited capital and supply you with highly classified military-grade ballistic steel and armor plating. Your heart drops into your stomach. You know exactly what that means. You will no longer be an innocent bystander. You will become a direct manufacturer for a ruthless drug cartel. Shaking your head, you politely decline, desperately claiming you just want to remain a simple mechanic and run a quiet legal business. The cartel enforcer does not argue. He simply flashes a cold, dead smile, places a sleek black business card on top of your dirty toolbox, and silently walks out. You think you dodged a bullet, but the very next morning, your fragile illusion of safety is violently shattered. You arrive at the shop to find your steel rolling doors smashed wide open. Every single window is shattered. Your expensive hydraulic lifts are trashed, and a single high-caliber rifle bullet is left resting perfectly in the center of your work desk. The silent threat is deafening. The cartel is making it crystal clear that your refusal was never an option. If you do not work for them, you will not live to work for anyone else. With trembling, grease-stained fingers, you reach into your pocket, pull out the black business card, and dial the number. You just officially sold your soul to the devil. The very next morning, the cartel keeps their dark promise. A massive convoy pulls into your dirt lot, but this time they are not bringing broken-down trucks. They are delivering your brand-new arsenal. Heavily armed men unload wooden crates packed with state-of-the-art plasma cutters, industrial welding rigs, and pristine sheets of military-grade ballistic steel. They drop a thick leather briefcase onto your grease-stained desk packed with hundreds of thousands of dollars in cold hard cash. Your rundown garage is instantly transformed into a high-tech underground armor forge. Your first major assignment is to build professional, heavily armored SUVs for the cartel bosses. You strip down luxury trucks all the way to their bare frames. The suffocating smell of ozone, burnt grinding dust, and melting metal fills your lungs as you work day and night. You install bulletproof glass inches thick and weld thick steel plates into the doors, creating impenetrable rolling fortresses. The physical labor is absolutely grueling, but something dark and twisted begins to awaken inside of your mind. A few weeks later, the heavily tattooed enforcers return from the front lines of a brutal turf war. Their SUVs are covered in deep scratches and bullet craters, but the cabins remain perfectly intact. They slap you on the back, pouring you expensive liquor and praising your talent. They tell you that your reinforced armor easily stopped heavy machine gun fire, giving them a massive, bloody advantage against a rival syndicate. But the absolute turning point for your soul happens when you discover a crucial piece of intel. You learned that the rival cartel hired highly educated top-tier automotive engineers with prestigious university degrees to build their combat vehicles. And yet you, a lowly, self-taught mechanic from the middle of nowhere, just outsmarted them on the bloody battlefield. The stacks of dirty cash no longer matter. You feel that you are no longer just a mechanic. You are a lethal artist, and the violent cartel war zone is your personal canvas. Driven by this twisted, bleeding motivation and a massive inflating ego, you no longer wait for the cartel enforcers to hand you basic repair orders. You take absolute control of the operation. You stay awake for days, fueled by nothing but adrenaline and dark ambition, drafting aggressive new designs on grease-stained paper. You propose a terrifying upgrade to the cartel leadership. You call them mobile pillboxes. These are no longer just defensively armored trucks used to simply survive an ambush. You take industrial commercial dump trucks and strip them down to their chassis. You weld thick, angled ballistic steel plates across every inch of the vehicles to deflect incoming rounds. You carve out narrow, reinforced firing ports, allowing the sicarios to unleash hell safely from the inside. You install iron grating over the windshields and reinforce the front bumpers to smash straight through enemy barricades. You are forging unstoppable rolling bunkers. When your monstrous creations are finally unleashed onto the dusty streets, the results are absolutely devastating. The rival syndicate is caught off guard. Their standard weapons bounce off your thick steel like harmless pebbles. Your mobile pillboxes slowly roll through enemy territory, laying down a merciless storm of heavy gunfire, while your men remain completely untouched inside the steel bellies. The rival gang is rapidly crushed, leaving behind a trail of blood and burning wreckage. Following this overwhelming, brutal victory, the supreme boss of the cartel personally descends into your suffocating, dust-filled garage. He is a terrifying man who rarely leaves his heavily guarded mountain fortress. Yet he walks straight up to you. He ignores the oil and grime on your clothes, grabbing your shoulder with a wicked smile. Right there, surrounded by the deafening hum of welding machines, he officially crowns you the chief engineer of the syndicate.